Hello, my name's Andrew, and these are the pros and the cons of the LitePhone 3 versus the WISEPHONE 2 for phone addiction and digital minimalism. When I originally bought the LitePhone 2 back in 2021, the decision between that and the WISEPHONE was pretty straightforward, because they were so different from a functional perspective. Mainly, the LitePhone 2 is small and slow with a grayscale e-ink screen for reducing eye strain, where the WISEPHONE was large and fast with a more vibrant LED screen that caused it. But now the LitePhone is switching to a bigger LED screen, which is a necessary sacrifice for getting a camera, the decision is not so obvious. And on paper, either phone should be a good pick for anyone looking to cut down on screen time, because they both run a minimal operating system on top of Android that only allows you access to some basic tools like clock, GPS, music, and notes. Further bridging the gap, software distinctions like the LitePhone having podcasts may well change in future updates, while hardware differences like the WISEPHONE 2 having multiple back cameras aren't likely to be a deal breaker for most people. So I started digging deeper into both companies, and ultimately my decision on which phone I want to spend the next 5 years of my life with came down to one surprising attribute: soul. That's what this video is about. Not a spreadsheet of nitty-gritty specs, but a tale of two phones and the conflicting philosophies behind why they exist. Unboxing the LitePhone 2 for the first time, I experienced the unmistakable feeling of humanness, like being given a quirky handmade present by a friend rather than buying a mass-produced product off the shelf, which is no less than I'd expect from Joe Hollier, an introspective skater who founded LitePhone as an artistic middle finger to the rise of toxic smartphone culture and progressive intrusion of it into every aspect of daily life. From the lo-fi comedy sketches and goofy animated shorts lambasting tech addiction, to the unscripted interviews of co-founder Kai-Wei Tang, and dogged defense of radical minimalism despite withering mainstream ridicule, it's clear that LitePhone has always been a labor of love. But where most groundbreaking companies gradually lose their soul through year after year of mundane updates, the LitePhone 3 with its odd sizing, grayscale UI, and stubbornly simple two-step camera still feels like a complete anomaly. Also, despite a more mature aesthetic, you can still hear the same rebellious tone in the LitePhone 3's promo video, carried through by the retro styling, artist spotlighting, and importantly, Hollier himself, who's clearly still deriving joy from narrating the company's content 7 years later.
Introducing the LitePhone 3.
Coupled with these creative idiosyncrasies is the more practical fact that Lite still seems interested in putting a priority on sustainability/ethics, with the replaceable battery and screen, not to mention their shielding of user data, and providing support for the LitePhone 2, which they easily and cynically could have just left for dead. So all in all, they've done more to earn and keep my trust than any brand I can think of. And where other devices might get the job done, the care that Lite puts into their phones makes me proud to own something so unique. Honestly, despite being a LitePhone user, I wanted to give the WISEPHONE a fair shake. But doing basic research on the parent company tech list felt something like reading a corporate manual extracted from George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984, simultaneously saying everything and yet nothing at all. Incredibly, I was unable to find an About Us page on the tech list website to learn about their team, nor a single mention of the CEO, making me wonder if the company was even run by human beings. Perhaps a faceless AI generated the whole venture. Unearthing founder Chris Kaspar's origin story in a blog post, I was put off by one red flag after another as the article mentioned, quote, the rich 120-year history of Kaspar companies, the Super Bowl commercial he filmed for Chick-fil-A, and his vision of giving parents a disturbing level of control over their kids' lives through the Techless family portal. Then there's the tool drawer for third-party apps, which sounds cool until you realize it requires a $45 a month pay-to-play subscription for something that's still in beta with no clear promises on what apps will be included. For some people, the full-size WISEPHONE 2 might appeal more than the 2/3 scale of the LitePhone 3, but it stands to reason that the form of a minimalist phone should follow its function. And to me, if I'm trying to break the addictive patterns of smartphone addiction, then why would I want to use a device that looks exactly like a normal smartphone? Also, where LitePhone feels decidedly punk, like Joe and Kai-Wei are still working out of a garage somewhere, the WISEPHONE with its invisible employees, missing FAQ page, stock photography, press releases full of bland business jargon like thought leadership, capital factory accelerator, and B2C model, sounds eerily similar to the paternalistic tech giants it's claiming to replace. Finally, circling back to the Techless family portal, I found the possibility of parents blocking numbers, deleting contacts, spying on messages, and restricting apps to be less reassuring and more straight up creepy. Overall, the Light Phone 2 and WISEPHONE 3 look very similar to me at first glance, but after doing some research, it became clear that underneath the surface, the motivations driving these companies couldn't be more different. With Light Phone 3, you're getting a one-of-a-kind device made with love, mindfulness, and respect that's designed to free you from toxic distractions, while still offering essential tools to promote creativity and organization. But with the WISEPHONE, that rebellious spirit is entirely absent. And although the phone itself has a few nice perks, like the extra back camera, larger screen, and tool drawer, it's all tied into subscription fees and unethical controls that suit helicopter parenting more than digital minimalism. Less techless and more soulless. That said, if you have a question about the Light Phone 3 versus the WISEPHONE 2, or about minimalist phones in general, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, catch you next time, peace!